What does it mean for a piece of media to truly resonate with you? That was a question I asked myself for a while. I always thought that it would just never happen for me, and that people were exaggerating when they said they felt like a piece of media was made for them. Until one day, I sat down and played a little indie game called The Beginner's Guide.
Let's say you sit down at a stranger's computer. You start opening up files and looking through stuff, and eventually you come to a folder that just says, My Work.
The Beginner's Guide is about the relationship between a game developer and one of his fans, and how each game can be interpreted as a different side of the developer's psyche and a roadmap of their complicated relationship. It's about what it truly means to know someone, remembering your mistakes, anxiety, depression, and getting lost in an idealized version of another person. It was important for so many reasons, but mostly because it finally let me feel seen and heard, and like there were other people like me. It connected with parts of myself I barely even knew were there, and helped me work through a lot of things I'd previously blamed myself for. And that's when I truly realized independent media might be the most powerful thing we have right now. For starters, what is independent media? Independent media is characterized by small production teams, limited budgets, usually employing public funds, crowdfunding, or independent publishers, and a lack of affiliation with major corporations. A big reason why The Beginner's Guide hit so close to home for me is because it was able to be more niche and esoteric with its themes and approach to storytelling. Independent media doesn't have to follow the same constraints as its big budget counterparts, and can be more personal and risky. The rise of independent media has opened the floodgates for better representation, allowing for more exploration of disabilities, gender identity, sexual orientation, cultures, nonconformity, trauma, mental illness, and more. Because of this, people have started to find others who appreciate and understand them, bringing them together. The reduced financial and social barrier for creating media has given rise to countless communities and allowed for people to feel less alone in the world. It's also made people much more celebratory of people's differences and decreased the prevalence of cringe culture. People are more comfortable liking things now and don't feel as much shame for being themselves and finding what makes them happy. And those are the kind of practices that we should be encouraging. Quite possibly the biggest virtue of independent media is how its wide accessibility gives a great way for people to explore and express themselves. People are finding peace through art, communities, and building healthy coping mechanisms through them. Sharing our experiences has allowed for people to be more open and have a greater understanding of reality. Empathy is a powerful thing, and independent media consumption promotes it greatly. The big thing I'm trying to say here is to explore some indie media, support small creators, step out of your comfort zone. There's a whole world of content for you to both create and enjoy. Who knows, maybe you'll find a better understanding of yourself like I did. Self-exploration should be promoted and encouraged, and I see independent media as a pioneer in making us more in tune with both ourselves and those around us.